Tonight on Sports Desk. Homecoming W. Our In the Trenches crew is set to break down all the ups and downs of the Hurricanes' win over Virginia last Saturday.
Plus, hoops coming soon. As Miami's basketball gets ready to start their season, our Hangtime crew is here to preview both the men's and women's teams before their season is underway.
And later on, find out how one tennis group is making their voice heard. All that and more.
Sports Desk starts
right now.
I'm Ed Reed, and you're watching Sports Desk.
Hi, I'm Jim Kelly, former UM guy. You're watching Sports Desk.
What's up? I'm DJ Williams, and y'all watching Sports Desk.
Hello and welcome to Sports Desk. I'm Manny Nacarado.
And I'm Olivia Howell. Manny, this Saturday was a huge game for the Canes at Hard Rock.
That's right, Olivia. And not only was it an ACC game, but it was the Canes' homecoming game. The Canes took on Virginia at home, trying to keep things in the win column after that close win against Clemson last week. Let's take a look at those highlights. So we're going to start here early in the third quarter. Miami down by a score, and that's A.J. Allen, over a defender, and he's going to score there for the Hurricanes to tie it up early in the third. The transfer making his name known. Now we have Tony Muskett dropping back to Virginia, and he throws it to the ball hawk. Cam Kitchens in for the score. That's going to put Miami up 17-10 early in the third. Needed pick. And this is going to send the game into overtime. Borregales, 48-yard field goal. And now here is Miami to win it. Here's the handoff to the freshman, Mark Fletcher. He's going to make a man miss, then break a tackle. And that's a tough, gritty run for the Hurricanes to score in overtime and get the win over Virginia, 29-26. They'll play NC State on Saturday.
Canes football continued their winning ways last Saturday and are now eligible for a bowl game with a 6-2 record. Wrigley Court and Andrew Klein are live in studio to give us the latest on Mario Cristobal's squad. Guys?
Hello and welcome to In the Trenches. I'm your host, Wrigley Court, joined by analyst Andrew Klein. Let's get right into it. It was another week, another overtime win for the Canes, this time beating Virginia 29-26 at home. But look, Andrew, Virginia's a 2-6 team. It wasn't a very convincing victory for the Canes.
I mean, Wrigley, it wasn't a convincing victory for the Canes at all. They really didn't play all that well. Virginia outgained them by almost 100+ yards. Miami had their second fewest rushing attempts in a game this year. This is what the Hurricanes team is, though. I don't think they're going to get much better. At the same time, I don't think they're going to get much worse. You know, for Miami right now, they have had a lot of good and they've had a lot of bad. I think it's important for the Hurricanes to take the bad with a grain of sugar, the good with a grain of salt, and take a look at the overall picture. And right now, you're sitting at 6-2. That's pretty good. The eye test really doesn't matter if you're winning, Wrigley.
Well, Andrew, one player who's had a lot more grains of salt than sugar lately is quarterback Tyler Van Dyke. 2 interceptions in his last game, 7 in his last 3 starts. That's more than he's ever thrown in a season. Last year, a year that was widely considered a disappointment for him, only 5 interceptions. What are you seeing from him?
I mean, I'm just seeing a quarterback that looks different than the Tyler Van Dyke we saw early in the year. And honestly, as Justin Fields said, Wrigley, it could be coaching. Let's take a look at one play from Miami's game against Virginia. A lot of this is on the scheme. Van Dyke is going to have an opportunity right here. Cam McCormick's going to run to the sideline on a post. He's going to take himself out of the play. There's a bunch of defenders over there. Miami has these 2 receivers on the bottom of your screen and Brashard Smith who comes in motion. Van Dyke knows this guy at the top of your screen has nowhere to go. So that means he can only look one way. That's not good. You want him to be looking throughout the whole field. That open field was wide open in the middle. Van Dyke makes a bad play worse by throwing the interception. It's mistakes like that that have really, really cost Miami on the offensive side, Wrigley.
Well, Andrew, it's a big stretch coming up for the Canes. Next 4 games, all against ACC opponents. 3 on the road, 2 against ranked teams, but they can't look too far ahead into the future. They got to take it like new kids on the block. Take it step by step. Taking on NC State tomorrow, what can they do to get a win?
Well, Wrigley, I said it against Georgia Tech. It was a trap game for Miami. This NC State's the same thing with Florida State looking, but here's what Miami has to do to win this weekend in Raleigh. Number 1, bring it in. Come on now. Control the turnovers. You mentioned it, Wrigley. 7 in the last 3 games that TVD has played in. That's not going to cut it. Number 2, come on now. Contain the edge. Brennan Armstrong, he's had a long career in the ACC with Virginia. Now NC State, he's their leading rusher. Keep in the pocket. That should be a good strategy for the Canes. Number 3, one more, just win, baby. Come on now. Miami's got this.
Well, Andrew, unlike the Canes, we don't get overtime every week. So that is all the time we have. Send it back to Olivia at the desk.
Thanks, guys. Now, it's hard to foresee what may be, other than this segment, which is young, wild, and free. The man who is stronger than Greed Tea and whose name should be up on a marquee. Part is just meant to be. Here's Niles Nassim.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that your week is never complete until you see the most electrifying segment on TV. With me, of course, Niles Nassim, your host with the most. So when you see me on screen, it's time to go behind the post. I mean, I think at this point, the Canes are conspiring against me. It's like they want to put me in cardiac arrest. I mean, for the second time in a row, all I can say is cardiac Canes. Miami will get the jump on Virginia in overtime, 29-26 last Saturday at Hard Rock. And this is the second straight week the team has went to overtime and pulled out a massive win through the fire. Now, this was truly a team effort because Tyler Van Dyke will only throw for 163 yards, 2 picks, and 0 touchdowns. But that's when Miami would turn to their run game and defense to seal the deal. Miami and Virginia would go back and forth until a monster play, an 11-yard run from Mark Fletcher to save the day and win the game. And I actually got a point of view of it. Check it out. Now look, we already know that after last season, basketball was going to be showered with preseason accolades. So let me give you the rundown. You know Nigel Pack, the man whose season stats are always stacked. He is all ACC preseason second team. And oh, are the haters mad? Suck it up because we got Norchad. He is now all ACC preseason first team. And finally, where do you rank such a god-tier basketball program who went to the Final Four? Top 2. The Canes are coming in at number 2 on the ACC preseason poll this week, and they have every chance to show it at their home opener on Monday as they take on NJIT. You better be there because you ain't got nothing better to do. And finally, I just want to say quickly, thank you to everyone who showed me some love last week for being on homecoming court. I had an amazing time for all the overwhelming support that came over my way. I am truly humbled, but that's all the time I have for you this week. You know what to do. Be blessed, never stressed, because you know where to find me right here on Sports Desk. I'm Niles Nassim.
Coming up on SportsDesk, reporter Jaden Cohey takes a deep dive into one of Miami's dance teams. Stick around for this and more when we come back.
You thinking about retirement?
Of course I've thought about it, but there's all this stuff in the way.
Oh, you're not kidding.
The house, the kids are going to college.
My new car.
Car? You bought a new car?
Oh, hey, you should meet my friend Avo. Avo's a retirement coach. He'll help get you started.
But what does Avo tell you to do?
You don't know? Focus on your future. Your goals can still be met.
But how?
Target your tomorrow. And use the Avo bet.
You sing?
Not really. A is for taking action. Start off with a plan.
You built these letters?
Yep. V is for variety. There's so many ways you can.
I follow you.
Come on. O's for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice sign.
Thanks, I made it myself.
Cool.
Basketball season is set to start this coming Monday, and our Hurricane Hang Time crew is here to cover the men's and women's upcoming games. Guys?
Thanks, guys, and welcome back to Hurricane Hang Time. I'm your host, Jordan Cerullo, joined by Michael Muela and Annie Watson. Mike, let's start out with the men. They hit the court last Sunday for their exhibition match against TCNJ. How did they do?
Well, Jordan, I'm just going to use one word. Dominance, 111-54, a 57-point win. That's how easy it was for Miami to go out and show off their skills in their exhibition game against TCNJ on Sunday. And it was with the help of a couple of returning players. Norchad Omier, 23 points on 10 of 13 shooting with 12 boards to assist. And the Pack attack, Nigel Pack, 13 points on 5 of 9 shooting, 3 boards, 7 assists. Miami shot nearly 57% from the field and 44% from 3. They forced 15 turnovers, resulting in 22 points. So it was an early, aggressive defensive showing and a dominant offensive showing, proving that both sides of the ball are looking very strong heading into Monday's opener.
The men open up the 2023 season Monday at home against NJIT. What are some expectations Canes fans should have?
Well, Jordan, they should keep their eye on the young guns, the young freshmen trying to find their footing in this rotation and really ease their way into the college basketball lifestyle. And I'll give you some couple of guys who are really showing out on Sunday's exhibition, Keyshawn George got the start in that game. 12 points, 3 boards, 4 assists. Michael Nwoko, the 6'10 center, 16 points, 7 boards, 4 or 5 free throw shooting. Look for this team to come out early and often. And with this young group of freshmen, look for them to get some valuable minutes on Monday.
Turning it over to the women, they kick off their season Thursday at home against Jacksonville. Annie, give us a preview of the matchup.
Well, Canes fans should expect this women's squad to have the points in their favor, as the Jacksonville University Dolphins, were 10th in the Atlantic Sun Conference last season and were 0-1 against AP-ranked opponents. And while Miami didn't make it into the AP poll like we talked about a couple weeks ago, they made it as number 25 in the coaches poll, so the strength and dominance for this Miami team is still there, and they should start off strong in their opener in non-conference play.
After coming off of a successful preseason, who are some key players Miami can expect to rise to the occasion?
Well, Jordan Lazario, Spearman, and Kyle Oldeker at that forward position should expect to get more minutes and be more dominant this season, as well as the return of Latasha Lattimore from the ACL tear. But look out for Allie Steadman. She's a transfer from Pepperdine, and in her sophomore season for the Waves, she had 5 20-point-plus games, so her performance off the bench for the Hurricanes could prove to be useful, in this season for the Canes.
Canes fans are ready to pack the Watsco Center once again this season. Well, that wraps up Hang Time for today. Let's send it back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, guys. The Miami Hurricanes currently fields teams in 18 sports, but there's one team that shines brighter than the others. Reporter Jaden Cohey is live in studio with more. Jaden?
Thanks, Olivia. Out of all of the teams at the U, there's one in particular that stands out from the rest. Bringing the hype to Miami fans at all UM sporting events, meet the Sensations. When it comes to athletics at the University of Miami, fans usually think about teams like football, baseball, and basketball. But one team that most fans don't consider is UM's official dance team, the Sensations. This highly competitive all-female team consists of 20 selected members.
It's not easy to make our team. If it was easy, everyone would make our team. But you have to be trained in jazz, ballet, contemporary, pom. It's actually quite difficult to make the curriculum of our team. So we do pride ourselves in that and who we choose and select to be a sensation.
Not only do the Sensations create team spirit at the U, they also create an image of support and pride in the community through their work with local schools and organizations.
We do a lot of things within the community, a lot of different volunteer events. Last year, I got to be a pen pal to a young, I think she was in 3rd grade at a local elementary school, and I wrote to her all year, and she wrote back to me, and I got to see, how her year was and how she was enjoying school.
Something unique about the Sensations is their competitive nature. They work yearly to earn the chance to compete at the Universal Dance Association National Competition in the D1 Jazz and Hip Hop categories. In the 2023 UDA Finals, they placed 14th in Hip Hop and 23rd in Jazz in the semifinals. Their work to compete begins months in advance.
I think one thing is that we lift at 6 in the morning and we practice until 10:30 at night. So sometimes there's a lack of sleep, but we all work so hard, and we put in just as much work as a lot of the other athletes. And I think a lot of times they don't see some of the behind the scenes of what goes into us competing. We come back for the spring semester over a week early, and we have like 8 to 10 hour days every single day getting ready for nationals.
A lot of people don't see that we come for school, obviously, but dance and school are very level with us. So a lot of us are in really, really hard majors, and we're working just as hard at school as our sport also.
As the year continues, this team hopes to continue living up to their expectations of hard work and dedication to both the university and surrounding Miami community. Jaden Cohey, UMTV.
Thank you, Jaden. And with baseball season looming, our reporter Tatende Mukureshija sat down with pitcher Brian Walters in this week's edition of Athlete of the Week. Tatenda?
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Athlete of the Week. I'm your host, Tatende Mukureshija, and today I'm joined by Brian Walters. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's so good to have you. I would love to know, where did you grow up?
I grew up in a small town, Palm Bay, Florida, and I did a lot of hunting and fishing there with my brothers and siblings, a lot of my friends, and it was a great childhood. So
that's amazing. So how did you get into baseball?
It really started really young. Me and my brother got into baseball early. My parents kind of just want us to play. My mom was a softball player. My dad played when he was younger, so we got into it quick.
I love that. So what is it like living in Miami right now for you?
It's fun. You know, it's different from where I'm from. I'm from a place kind of in the woods, so it's like the best of two worlds, and I really enjoy it. So.
Wow. And what's your favorite thing about being a Hurricane?
It's funny, a Hurricane has always been my dream. You know, my brother played here, my uncle played here on the 2001 National Championship team for football, and it's just always been in me to be a Hurricane, so it's a blessing to be here.
Wow. What motivates you?
Honestly, my faith. You know, my faith in God and my parents, my brother, and everybody that's rallied around me. You know, I got a great support system, and they've always been there for me. So.
Wow. And what is your walk-on song and why?
Nobody by Casting Crowns. It's my favorite Christian song. It's like one of those things that gets me pumped up. So that's always my thing to walk out to.
I love that. I'm a huge Casting Crowns fan too.
Love that.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you.
And that's all we have time for today. I'm your host, Tatinda Mukherjee. Remember to be good, and if you can't be good, be safe. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Tatinda. Up next, our reporter Mia Hausman is live at the Knight Sports Complex to give us the inside scoop on the volleyball matchup, which is already underway, so don't go anywhere. But first, it's time for some trivia. Former Heisman Trophy winner Gino Torretta's number 13 jersey was will be retired, at the Canes' final home game at Hard Rock Stadium. But when did he take home the honor? Is it A, 1987, B, 1989, C, 1991, or D, 1992? Don't go anywhere because we have the answer when SportsDesk returns.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy Friday, guys. Got any special plans for the weekend?
Oh, yeah. Going to catch that Canes game on Saturday. That's going to be great.
Oh, for sure. And then the Dolphins game on Sunday from Germany.
Yeah,
so
fins
cool.
up. I will be awake for that.
Oh, yeah, me too. It's going to be an early rise for me.
Can't high-five. All right. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother and... I am totally a hat person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
Welcome back. If you guessed D, you're right. Torretta also earned the Maxwell Award, the Davey O'Brien Award, the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award, Walter Camp Player of the Year, Chevy Offensive Player of the Year, Toyota Leadership Award, Hitachi CFA Scholar Athlete of the Year, and the NCAA Top 6 Award. Now it's time for a blast from the past tonight at the Knight Sports Complex, as tonight is 90s night for the volleyball game against Virginia. Lead reporter Mia Hausman is there getting jiggy with it. Mia, how is the energy over there?
Hey Olivia, the energy is up on this court tonight. This team is eager for a win after losing in 3 sets to Louisville on Sunday. This loss came after the Canes swept Boston College and took out Notre Dame last week. As always, pay attention to star Grace Lopez, but also keep an eye on veteran Savannah Vaughn, who's had some pretty big blocks in recent matches. Reporting live from Knight Sports Complex, I'm Mia Hausman.
Thank you, Mia. And Canes volleyball just came away with a big win against Notre Dame. Our O Sports crew will cover this and more with this week's edition of the O Sports Roundup. Guys?
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another edition of the O Sports Roundup right here on SportsDesk. I'm Zach Macer.
And I'm Tyron Jacobs. Thanks for the update from the volleyball match, Mia. But Zach, the Canes have dominated against Virginia recently.
Dominated is the exact word that I would use, Taryn. That's because in the last 10 years, the Hurricanes have beaten Virginia in every single matchup. There hasn't been a Canes loss against Virginia since November the 9th, 2013. That's almost a decade ago to the day, basically, just 5 days away. Now, Virginia's only 2-10 this season in terms of ACC play. Miami's 8-4, so it looks like Miami's going to be the heavy favorites in this one, but we'll see how the game plays out as it goes on right now. This past weekend, to get Miami to that 8-4 record, they went on a 1-1 away trip. The first game that they played, a win against Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana, but then against number 4 Louisville, they had gotten swept, unfortunately. That's because of a bounce attack with Aika Jones, Anna DeBeer, as well as Charity Looper, who had 10 kills apiece. Now, Taryn, Canes soccer had a major change in its program.
That's right, Zach. Just yesterday, it was announced that Miami's soccer program would be undergoing a coaching change. Their head coach, Sarah Barnes, has been with the team for the past 6 seasons and is ending her tenure with 24 wins, 59 losses, and 13 draws. Their new head coach has not been decided yet, but the search is underway. But Miami Golf has really turned things around this season. They picked up their first team title since 2018 at the Pat Bradley Invitational about 2 weeks ago, and then picked up another team title earlier this week at the Hurricane Invitational. The standout has been Sarah Byrne, who received ACC Golfer of the Month for her 2 past individual title performances. Congratulations to the golf team and their successes.
Well, that's all the time that we have on the Yo Sports Roundup. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, guys. The FIFA World Cup is coming to Miami in 2026, and the city's communities are already beginning to lace up their cleats. Mia Hausman has the story.
Miami-Dade County is feeling the effects of Messi mania. Soccer has boomed in the city in recent years, especially in the younger population. The problem? A lack of access to good soccer facilities in their communities.
In order to build some of these mini pitches, we're going to build 50 the next 3 years, and it's just an exciting time, and we want to make sure that everyone gets underneath that tent of the excitement and the benefits of soccer.
Thanks to a recent $5 million donation from the Griffin Catalyst, a philanthropic group founded by Citadel's Ken Griffin, the Miami-Dade Soccer Initiative and Just Ball League is halfway to its fundraising goal for all 50 pitches.
Through this initiative, we'll improve the health and well-being of at least 36,000 young people across the county over the next 7 years. It is an opportunity for kids to be able to play right in their neighborhoods with their friends without requiring transportation.
This first pitch opened at the Centro Mater Foundation in downtown Miami on October 21st.
The Centro Mater mission is that loving children provides hope for the future. And this is a perfect example of that. We believe in developing the whole child, and this soccer pitch provides a great opportunity for that.
Currently, there are 2 other pitches in construction, Everglades Village in Homestead and Villas del Lago apartment complex in Miami, and the USSF is working with the county to scout the other 47 pitches, which will be completed by 2026.
I used to come to this after school, and I never seen nothing like this, so I'm really happy because my sister's here, so she could enjoy and everything, she could practice, play soccer like I do. It's nice.
A lot of these kids have been inspired by one player in particular who has made his debut on a Miami soccer pitch this year.
Having someone like Messi is going to inspire a whole new generation of folks that probably wouldn't be playing. And so where it goes from here, I can't wait.
And while soccer is having its moment in the spotlight, we know that millions of kids should also have their moment too.
Reporting for UMTV, I'm Mia Hausman.
Still ahead, the Philadelphia 76ers slammed their way into today's play of the day. Stay tuned to see exactly what happened.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Most of the time, tennis is just a way for people to have fun and stay active. But for these women, it means so much more. Morgan Champy has the story.
Be loud, be proud. That's what the Slice Girls are bringing to the world of tennis.
We're very expressive, so we're loud, and we're okay with that.
Francisca Morgan is one of the co-founders of the Slice Girls Tennis Club, a community of diverse women that are trying to transform the sport from a quiet and sophisticated one to a loud and fun one by expressing their emotions on the court.
Tennis is a very quiet sport, so we kind of want to revolutionize just having fun and being loud with it and being expressive, being colorful, being from whatever background that it is that we come from and expressing that on the court. So quiet isn't really a thing here at Slice Girls Tennis Club.
Founded by 4 Haitian American women from Miami in 2022, the Slice Girls Tennis Club stands for the inclusion of women from all backgrounds. The club encourages participants to be unapologetically themselves on the court, and together they recognize and celebrate their differences.
What I realized is that the tennis communities in South Florida didn't reflect the melting pot that we have in Miami and South Florida and all the cultures that make our city so unique and different and such a special place to be in. So we just wanted to create a space for girls that look like us and for girls that never thought of themselves as athletic.
The Slice Girls hold affordable training sessions 4 days a week that range from group beginner sessions to private lessons, ensuring that women of all skill levels can join the fun.
I've wanted to learn tennis for a while, but I was always so scared of the elite tennis clubs and formal lessons. But I scouted them on social media, and it seemed like it was always super chill, super casual. I was super nervous the first time, but it was such a welcoming community. Everybody was cheering you on. It takes away that stereotype of this elite sport that it's so hard to get into.
Now the Slice Girls are looking to take over the tennis world. With a network of over 400 women in Florida alone and others reaching out across the country, the club is hoping to expand its reach in an effort to bring the fun to everyone.
We want to do pop-ups in different states because people in New York have been reaching out to us, LA, Georgia. So the fact that it's even translated through our social media, I think, speaks volumes.
We don't want to end here in Miami. This is not the end of it, so you'll see us all over.
For UMTV, I'm Morgan Champy.
Thank you, Morgan. Over the weekend, the 76ers were part of a blockbuster trade sending James Harden to the Clippers. But in the Sixers' first game since the move, Joel Embiid did not seem fazed by losing the former All-Star. Let's take you to Wells Fargo State Center for this week's Play of the Day. Siakam brings the ball up the court, drives in, and takes off for the dunk. Nope. Rejected by Embiid at the rim. Sixers rebound, and Maxey will take it to coast for the easy layup. Let's take another look at that block. Completely denied at the rim by the reigning MVP, and he's going to wag his finger and show some love to Dikembe Mutombo. And that is your Play of the Day.
On Wednesday, the Texas Rangers made history by defeating the Arizona Diamondbacks in 5 games to win their first World Series in franchise history. Take a look at the final moments from Chase Field. As we have Josh Sports on the mound, he's going to deliver the final strike, and that'll do it. The Rangers will win the game, slams his glove on the ground, and the benches are clearing. That's going to be Corey Seager's second World Series MVP. That's his first with the Rangers, and the manager, his first year as a Ranger, Bruce Bochy, going to win the World Series, and that's his 4th World Series win as a manager, and he's going to solidify himself as a legendary MLB coach, and he'll probably make it into the Hall of Fame. And Olivia, what a series this was. I mean, from the beginning, it was a battle between Texas and Arizona from game 1.
No, truly, it's historic. I mean, they're both underdogs going in, and it's just, those are the moments you dream of. You wait for that moment in your career. It's just so amazing for them.
And especially with the Rangers having Corey Seager get his second MVP. He's had an amazing season. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this week's episode.
But no doubt, no fear, we'll be here next week at the same time. Have a great night.